Love, exciting and new.
Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever.
It's a love.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships of Bermudan and British Registry.
This episode is brought to you by Intuit TurboTax. Didn't file with TurboTax last year? That's in the past. Now, Taxes is getting the TurboTax app and filing your own taxes for free if you didn't file with them last year. File by February 18th. All tax forms, all 100% free. Now, this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. New filers and filers who didn't use TurboTax last year only must start and file your own taxes in-app by February 18th. Excludes TurboTax Live. Full terms at TurboTax.com.
I am Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Soucy.
And we're paranormal specialists who live in the most haunted city on earth, Savannah, Georgia. Every day is Halloween in our line of work, so join us as we spin true tales of haunts, murders, and disturbing Savannah history. I'm Madison.
I'm Chris.
And welcome to the most haunted city on earth. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Most Haunted City on Earth. My name is Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Soucy.
And I'm Hendrix the Head Hog.
Not the head hog.
Head Hog.
The head hog.
Head Hog.
It's just a whole
Oh,
head.
there's nothing scarier than the old head hog.
What's his? Is Hendrix? I was more focused on the
Hansel.
Hansel.
Hansel the hedgehog.
Oh man.
Well,
Although Hendrix the hedgehog sounds
totally
like a
different.
great story.
Yeah. So there you go.
Hendrix the Head Hog.
And
Welcome to the inside joke of the day, right off the bat.
yes, and to become a part of that inside joke, you have to be a parajunkie. So
You'll never know what
You'll
Hendrix.
never know.
Hendrix the head hog is.
The head hog.
Why did Alex Machado just squonk?
Squonk. Come on, let's face it.
Sometimes you
Squonk.
just feel like a
Sometimes
good
you have to
squonk.
squonk.
Yo, if you haven't listened to the Squonk episode, stop this episode right now. Go listen to the
I am
Squonk
currently developing the Squonk exhibit in the Paranormal Museum.
Yes.
Oh, yes. He's going in the cryptid room.
I'm so excited.
My gosh.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
That's squonktastic.
That is squonktastic. That's great. I love that. All right, let's go ahead. Just the super brief stuff to talk about just in the beginning, updates and whatnot. And then we are going to be doing a ghost caught on camera. And so for all of y'all listening, you can, if you're listening on Spotify, you can switch it over to Spotify video because I'll be uploading this as a video. But if not, I will also put the photos in as attachments. So you can take a look at them that way. And then on Patreon, it'll be the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yep. We have a folder called Creepy as AF. And so I'll put it in that.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, yes. So before we get into that, just a few quick things. First off, we want to thank some new parajunkies that we have. So we want to thank S. Stewie. It was just Stewie. So nice.
Look at me, Lewis. Look, I'm a parajunkie, Lewis.
We also want to thank Rowan, Emily Greaves, Susan Purvis, Michelle, and Noel Jim.
Cool.
Or Noel Jim. So thank y'all so much for becoming parajunkies.
You won't regret
Welcome to the cult.
Welcome to the cults of paranormal with all of the rest of us.
It's true.
But
we have candy.
We do have candy and squonks.
Get in.
Squonk.
Squonks.
Squonk.
But yeah, other than that, y'all, as always, it's a great time to become a parajunkie so you can get in the know of inside jokes, but also to get fixes, which we just filmed before this. We film those, for the most part, every single time we record. And that's going to be like a 30-ish or so minute mini episode for just the parajunkies. And we also are live streaming for them. So if you like live streams, exclusive content, great people in a community, group chats, ghosts, it's a good place to be.
It's a good place to
be. It's a good place to be. And also, if you like true crime, we have started our side podcast, which is our newest edition of Haunted City Studios called From One to Wicked. We rate different criminals and true crime events on a scale of from 1 to wicked based off of 5 different categories.
Heck yeah.
Our last episode, we kind of did a little adjacent of it, but on the LaLaurie house in New Orleans. So if you liked that, then you should go check us out. And it's a little bit more R-rated than our usual shtick.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Can't believe you said shtick.
shtick really is an aggressive word. But other than that, though, we are going to have Ray and his wife Karina on the show next week, and that's going to be on Wednesday. It'll be live for the Para-Junkies. And Ray and Karina had a very, very haunted house that Eni and Chris got to investigate a couple days ago from when we're filming this. And it was an amazing experience from what we've heard.
It's an incredible place, and I have lots of questions for for the couple.
I'm excited to meet them and have them on the podcast next week. That's going to be fun. Live streaming for the Para-Junkies.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting. And always we want to hear from people who are living in haunted experiences day to day. So always a good time. And last but not least, let's go ahead and get into this episode.
All right. Right. So we are. Did you already do the trigger warning for the first?
I was about to. When you say that we were going to get into the photo.
Oh, yeah. We're getting into the photos.
We're already getting into the photos.
Into the photos.
Freaking scary, y'all. I am when I choose these photos, it's not like I go like looking for them. They just happen upon my feed, and I'm like, yeah, that because oh my god. And I'm very picky. Like these aren't trash photos. They never are. And so I got some ones today that are extremely unnerving and super dark. We're starting really dark with this.
Okay.
I usually like to start light.
So this is our segment, Ghosts Caught on Camera.
Yes.
And these are pictures that have been curated by JT from various feeds online.
And so,
And apparently the first one requires a trigger warning.
yeah. So apparently this first one does include graphic imagery. So if you are triggered by any kind of suicidal, alluding type photos or any sort of
ahead.
yeah, I would say go ahead and move to the next photo.
All right, so now that y'all have a screen up there, don't look right into the camera so
looking
I
into
can
the
read
camera.
the
Okay.
post, and then when I'm done reading the post, go ahead and look at the screen.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So,
I will shield my eyes.
oh yeah, so I'm opening that one.
Nice.
I'm gonna switch over for this one. All right, my son was at work when he decided to take a photo and video of some deer in a field. However, what he captured at the end of the video left him completely baffled. He took a screenshot to show it. He swears it wasn't there when he was filming. We're really curious about what everyone thinks. Update: the location is Liver's Edge, UK. I've tried digging into the area's history, and like many towns, they stop posting but it's super creepy, or they stop writing. Please explain. #paranormal. #unexplained, and go for it.
Oh my.
Nope.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So you want to say what we're seeing? They're kind of like dumbfounded.
Yeah.
It's super creepy.
Well, it's so
Oh my god.
it's so tangible, which is what's
Right.
disturbing.
It could be a tree, and then it's not.
Yeah, it's it didn't feel like a tree off the jump because those are very clearly hands.
And are they bound?
They kind of
is
seem
it
like
a
it 'cause
giant
they're-
iron cuff, maybe?
Yeah, they're kind of like
Because I would have
in
taken
this
it to be a
position.
shirt cuff, right?
Right, that's what I thought.
But the more I look at it, the more the way that they're in front of the body kind of looks like they were bound together.
Right.
Because they're back of hand to back of hand.
Right.
You know, which makes you kind of think that they were bound together, and then perhaps that is a hanging body from a tree.
Yeah.
So just going off of the attire, I feel like, and just because it was also the UK, this could very likely be a witch hanging.
Very,
I didn't even think about
very
that.
possible.
Because
It does seem to be a thick skirt and a tattered sort of over top.
Yeah.
That was kind of my first knee-jerk reaction, and not to sound terribly sexist, but they look like men's hands to me.
They do.
Which doesn't necessarily preclude it from a witch trial. Men were also persecuted and killed. But I think you might also be dealing with poacher.
Interesting. That's a good
because
point too.
I think nobility of the time, if you were caught poaching on a
king's
nobleman's land,
land,
hanging is the offense.
Yeah.
Is the punishment for the offense. So it's so weird because it's also awkwardly almost like the arm had been broken at one time. It's an uncomfortable looking position, or are the hands behind the back?
I was actually just
now it looks like
that.
Yeah, because
they're-
now it looks like there might be breasts.
Yeah.
Now it looks like we're looking at the back of the body, which means the hands are cuffed behind.
Right.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's even becoming more eerie that we're looking at because now it looks like there's dark hair, right?
Yep.
So
And there's a number of different reasons that, people would be hanged, including women. There was obviously plenty of witch trials in the UK.
Yeah.
Everybody,
well, with King James
Right.
proclamation, it was a widespread thing for any town to just at the drop of a hat
right. They
point at someone and hang them.
but there's also the factor that there's adultery,
Yeah.
there's
Any of the sins.
stealing, all sorts of things that could cause a woman to be hanged. But it's very unnerving. And I can imagine, taking that photo, just looking for a deer and then getting this. Cause
It's kind of interesting too because I don't know at what point in history we went from binding people's hands in the front and binding them in the back. Because we generally think of handcuffs and things
Right.
behind the back, but that was not the normal practice. The normal practice was to have your hands in front of you cuffed.
right.
So it's interesting. There's a lot going on here, and it's now feeling more and more like we're dealing with a witch, somebody who was accused for witchcraft.
Yep.
Because that's the sensation that you're getting. The more you look at it, the more you're I almost can see
I can see it.
where the head would be. I
Right.
could see this whole story kind of playing out. And the fact that there's a rip at the bottom of the seam of the skirt. Yeah. I think we're possibly looking at a hanged witch.
Yeah.
Or a person who is accused of witchcraft, I should say.
Applejack said, could it be like when religious persecution going on kind of looks like a pilgrim? It might have been from that general era.
Absolutely.
That's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. But I don't know. I mean,
This
all we
is
can
so
do is
odd
speculate.
because it is a tree hanging.
Right.
This giving you that kind of mob mentality sensation.
Hang the witch.
Yeah.
It almost looks like, now that could it be two bodies?
See, I was thinking there
I
was a
thought
man
that
and a
at
woman at
first,
one
yeah.
point.
It looks like a woman because the cuffs don't look the same.
They don't look the same.
No.
I'll show the pair of junkies again. The right one looks like the man.
And that other hand
and
looks
the-
like a man's hand.
Right.
And then the left one looks like a female hand. It's slightly higher, and so I wonder if they weren't hanged back to back.
Maybe. Although
I just am how would that work in a logistical way?
they
Yeah.
could be the woman's kind of in front of the man and the man's hand is behind her. It's very odd. And more than anything else, it's super compelling to look at because it doesn't have the telltale signs of, being see-through,
Right.
or being
So
fuzzy,
solid. It's
or
weird.
you can see all these interesting details, And for him to conceptually be like, there was nothing there. It's like, oh, but do we see something there?
Right.
You're not fooling us. Not this time.
Not this time.
So credit goes to 2-horror, which is a page that posts these types of things. But it's not. I don't think it's their photo. I could not find the name of the original owner, or we would shout them out.
Right.
So. Moving on, if y'all are ready for the next one, we're not going to get any less dark here.
Okay. That was a heavy hitter.
That was a heavy hitter.
That was a heavy hitter.
It kind of feels hard in the heart.
It really
Yeah,
does.
All right, go ahead and look in the camera. Don't look over here.
I'm looking at the camera.
Don't look over here.
I'm not looking at anything.
All right, now I'm going to show
There's
the
some
pair
squishmallows on the floor.
Show the pair of junkies. Here we go. All right, so the post reads, this is from Vernisa. Need some thoughts, please. A few times when a photo has been taken of my daughter, it turns really freaky. One photo, she was playing with her sister in the pool. The second photo, she was jumping on her bed and her friend took the photo. Just quick note, these photos aren't fake as I just don't have time to waste doing that. I felt a little freaked by them, so just wanted people's thoughts. I also received a speeding fine in the mail, and in my photo, there is a ghost lady sitting in the front passenger seat. Now, before y'all look at the screen, I have all three of those photos queued up. This is the first one of the girl in the pool. Go ahead and look at it.
Ever met a foundation that does it all? Say hi to NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Makeup meets skincare in a bottle. It evens skin tone, blurs imperfections, and has a natural radiant finish. Plus, it's formulated with skincare ingredients to help strengthen your skin's barrier. With a newly expanded shade range of over 40 radiant shades to choose from and buildable all-day wear. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Find your perfect match.
Oh my.
That's not right.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
So strange.
For all the people working and driving, what are you seeing?
So they're in a pool. The mother seems to be holding the daughter. The daughter's face looks like a horror special effect.
It really does.
It looks like a mask. As a matter of fact, it looks like a vampire hag monster mask.
Right.
Deep set dark eyes, very pale skin, kind of a almost animal-like snout nose. It's unsettling to look at because you're trying to make a normal face out of it, and you just can't.
No.
And I'm like, is her face underwater?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening? Are we seeing a distortion because she's the face is underwater, which it might be, and maybe that's just it. It's just like the water effect. But since we have other pictures to look at, I'm going to reserve that determination. But it
looks like a drowning child in a way, but also she does look like a demon. But here's the thing is like, you can understand that that's not in a way edited because you see the little girl's arm reaching around her mom's arm, holding her nose like you're playing that game where you dip the other person's head into the water.
Right.
But but it doesn't look right.
It does not look right. Maybe there's a weird light source somewhere, but it's very unsettling to look at.
So when Vernisa says that the other photo, like that photos turn freaky of her daughter,
yeah,
you'll see in the next photo exactly what she means. It's something like this, where it seems like a seemingly normal situation, but there's some bullshit. So 1 second.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is like, if this was just a singular photo, I'd be like, okay, there's maybe some explanation here. It's just her saying that this is a commonality that her child,
which is not unprecedented as far as like having a spirit interfering with someone's life is to have their pictures altered. Like you can't have a good picture of somebody who is possessed or who has an attachment on them. Because it is basically interfering with the optics.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So
that's creepy.
Here is the photo, the bed jumping photo. I'm going to show y'all. Let's see, 2.2. There we go.
Oh, my.
Nope. Nope. That's
Look at her
really,
face, though. Here's the
Right.
thing.
Really weird.
Here's the thing. Look, what is that? Like,
This child might be possessed, like for real. And doesn't it look like there's almost like little wings
Yes,
coming
little
out the
wings
back?
or turning into a spider or
now that looks like hair. That just might be hair.
But her hair, listen, as somebody who had hair almost down to their butt, your hair doesn't move like that when you're jumping.
yeah.
right. That's it would be such individual strands of such. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe if it was like a ponytail or not.
Right,
Ponytail.
but her hair.
But look at her arms. Look at her legs. This looks like she's turning into some kind of insectoid.
Yeah.
Ashley said, "What the actual hell is that?"
Okay.
So wait.
That
for
is
all the people,
very disturbing.
For all the people driving and working, what do you see?
So what this is it is obviously a person bouncing on all fours on a bed, but there's an unnatural elongation of the limbs.
Yeah.
There's an unnatural shape to it. The face, which is in shadow, is visible enough to see kind of a contorted, almost certainly again demonic is the word that
Vicious.
comes
Yeah.
almost to your head. Sprouting off of the back are two thin, and to me they look like insect legs. To me, it looks like we're dealing with a spider. I can almost see, mandibles. It's very odd.
Yeah.
And to the point at which, because now, the longer I look at it, the clearer her eyes are.
Right.
Can you see them now? They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It
there's
catches
like,
light.
yes, it's catching
Yeah.
light. There's something shining, and she's becoming more detailed the longer I look.
Look at her
her.
fingers too. It looks
Yeah.
like she's missing. It looks like she only has 4 fingers.
Right.
Like
She's-
a thumb,
she's-
a pointer, a middle, and a pinky.
This is very odd. I would definitely be concerned. It even looks like she's wearing high heels.
Right.
It's odd. It's an odd looking picture.
Yes,
It's
it
enough
is.
to be like, yeah, that's really strange.
It's
And
really
if it's a
strange.
common thing that her pictures come out weird, time to call the priest.
These are my. Did you have something to say, Maddie? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, just for my Faye Daddy moment of the day. So
Faye
there
Daddy.
so listen, there is a ongoing lore that
Changeling child.
yeah, well, right. That Fae sometimes will kidnap
Yep.
children and replace themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So what if this child, as an infant, was taken by the
Taken.
Fae,
Right.
and now we're dealing with a real Fae?
Bernice is gonna hear this and be like, "Bruh."
That's just this is all just speculation, Vernisa. This is not.
But it's a common enough thing in every culture on the face of the earth that there are supernatural beings who steal children and replace them with their own. That is not solely Fae. Every culture has a version of this thing that preys upon children, disguises themselves as your child. Quite famously, the changeling child from Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare. When you look into the concept behind it, what makes the changeling child so potent and powerful is it can disguise itself as a human being. That's the changeling quality. It is very upsetting to look at this and think it could be anything like that.
Yeah, I love out of all the episodes that we do, or all the types of episodes that we do, the Ghost Caught on Camera is my favorite. I love it.
It's
I
amazing. And it's
love-
amazing what people capture.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
so cool. It's so cool. All right.
Do you have the traffic cam pick?
I sure do, and it's coming. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Boom. There
I'd
it
be
is for
freaking
the
out
pair
if
of
that was her
junkies.
mom.
Bam. All right. So here we go. And I'm pulling it up. Meow. So this is it. And so she's in the UK, so she's going to be right here.
Oh, Lord.
But then there's somebody right there.
An alien? A gray? Weird, bro. That's insane.
Yeah. All right. So for all the people driving and working, what you see?
There's a figure sitting next to her. It's very clear. And it actually, to me, looks like an old depiction of the devil.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I see all these features that are commonly, even like brows that could like feed into horns. I can see the alien aspect of it,
I see what you're saying,
but
though.
it has pinpoint eyes, not big black eyes.
Yeah.
Or fey, goblin-y kind of thing, goblin-esque kind of thing. When I first saw it, I thought it was an old woman.
That's what I thought. That's what I still
But
think.
then the more I look at it, the more I see kind of classic depictions of big head, small neck kind of entity.
Listen, my faith
And again,
theory...
the more I look at it, the more detail
Right.
seems to appear to me. It's very odd. Usually when you're looking at a blurry image, it kind of goes away. But now I can clearly see the mouth. I can clearly see the nose.
Yeah, it's and then what's going on with her? The
Right?
driver?
I was literally just...
She
Wait,
doesn't-
she's
wait,
looking
there's
up.
something in the back seat. Look.
What?
Look in the
yeah.
middle.
Yeah, you're
There's
right.
somebody in the
Where?
back seat.
Right here?
Yeah. No. To
Right
the
there.
to the right. Yes. Look at it.
I don't know about all that,
You
dog.
see an eye and the head and the mouth,
Yep.
and it's like the face is like normal on one half,
It's
and
almost
then
like
almost
a child,
yes.
Well,
like a doll. I mean, it could be the foliage on the other side
Maybe.
of the
yeah,
car.
that's what I'm thinking. I think there's two people in there. One's living, one's not. And the
That's
driver
insane.
has like she almost looks like a skeleton.
Well, she's looking up and she's
Right.
wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
She's looking up and wearing sunglasses.
That also
Okay.
very well could be distortion of her face.
Yeah, maybe.
From the movement of the car and the camera,
Yeah.
but still,
It definitely looks like there's somebody sitting
Weird.
next to her regardless.
Oh yeah.
Like,
No, like for sure. Like there's
I would
definitely
not
someone
guess
next to
there
her.
was not somebody there.
And I love it because like she's like looking right at the camera. She's like looking right at the camera.
wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Yeah, that was an interesting collection from
Yeah, Vernisa.
Vernisa,
Yeah,
which is a very interesting name.
Yeah, thank you, Vernisa,
Wow.
so much. I'm gonna be sending you this episode, so you'll be listening. So thanks.
Yeah. That's insane.
Here we go.
That is spooky.
We have room for one more.
There is room for one more.
All right, look at the camera.
Oh,
Yep.
gotta look away. Gotta look away.
All righty, folks. Here we go. Parajunkies, there you have it, folks. And then let me go ahead and zhuzh this up. Bam. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and read it. This is from Ghosts of London. They are like two horror where they take the photos and then they shot them out. They say, we took this picture from our archives. Ghosts of London did not take this picture. Ghosts of London do not own this picture. This picture was taken at Alcatraz prison, and it's rather spooky to say the least. It was taken in the old operating room, as the sign clearly states, but the child in the picture doesn't seem to be alone. There is a sinister looking face to the right-hand side, and the white spectral streaks and mist around the child. Could this be the apparition of a now past inmate? Whatever or whoever it is, it's rather unsettling.
Let's talk about it.
Picture was not taken behind glass. It's an open room, and there were no pictures or posters on the wall. Look at it.
Oh, wow.
Oh God,
Yep.
Whoa.
that's just classic light under the chin spooky face.
It really is.
Light under the chin, spooky face.
You know, light under the chin spooky face. He's one of my favorite band members.
He also looks like a man that would be going to a metal concert in 2003.
Yes, he definitely
It's-
has a. Oh gosh, heavy browed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shadows over the eyes. Again, this looks like if I hired a horror makeup artist
Yeah.
and I was like, I need a scared looking face. And he would be like, yeah, I got a scared looking face. He could pass for a young Emperor Palpatine.
Applejack says that's a whole face.
It is a whole
It
face.
is a whole face.
Young Skywalker.
Y'all want to?
Actually, it's two faces.
Oh.
Where do you see the second one?
They're on top of each other, or that face is moving. See the mouth? There's two mouths, The nose has 2 points. It's almost like it's
I see what
turning.
you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
okay.
in
Interesting.
motion.
It was in motion. And now that you're this close, I can see
Trisha.
the pupil of the eye on the right.
Trisha said, okay, that one is a photo of Alice Cooper's ghost.
He's not dead.
So for
He
all
doesn't
the
mean he can't be a ghost.
All
That's
the
very
people
true.
driving, what you see?
So this is a picture of Alcatraz operating room. There is a person in the center who is obscured by what is oftentimes the case of moving the camera. When you're taking the picture, you'll get these light streaks in it. But there is very, very clearly a face.
Yeah.
And this face, to me, looks like it's in movement. It's moving its head from, I guess it would be from right to left. And so it's got a little bit of a distortion to it, but it's clearly a face. You can see every single element of the face. Can you close in on the person?
Yeah. Sure can.
Yeah, it's like wrapping around him. Or her.
Or
Interesting.
her. I think it's her. And what's the like? So I figured there's a lot to discuss here in this
Yes.
because there's multiple elements, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you have the girl in the photo,
Right.
then you have a mist in front of her face, then
Right.
you have
The
like
mist
kind of
coming off
like
her
the-
face seems to be creating the image of the person.
Yeah, and then something that for anyone who can't see it, it kind of looks like a tapeworm, and it's a light streak.
So that was common when people used film cameras.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that.
That is, so like that specific thing I've seen many times before. It does not result in that kind of bizarreness because
Right.
it almost looks like we're dealing with some kind of weird double negative.
Yes.
Where we might be seeing the girl's face up in the upper corner through some matter, but that would make no sense.
Right.
I can't place how that would work because it doesn't even make sense where it moves. Can you go close up to
On
the
who?
It's to the left of the scary face.
Left of the scary
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, right above the plateau of the lines. So because what I'm trying to think is, it almost seems like there's a pattern of movement with this misty light
Right.
that goes from the face of the subject up and over to the scary face, which means that the light trail might be coming off of like a piece of jewelry. So can we go back to the face
Okay.
Yeah.
and get close to where that starts on that person? Like, could there be something on her that is catching the light? Although it does
Still
not
a weird
explain
movement.
all of this weird.
Yeah. Like this is a whole face, like Applejack said.
Yes,
Like
yes.
that's a nose and 2 eyes. This dude's looking at us.
Yes,
The
Like he
Juggalo
is
ghost,
posing and he
yes.
honestly looks great.
he does look good. He looks like he's ready for his close up, Mr. DeMille.
So, like, the thing is if we're talking about it as this is an entity, what it very well could be is we're seeing the deterioration of an inmate
Sure.
who has been forgotten through history. Because if you look at the eyes seem to be like, sure, you see the bulbs of the eye, but they're not very distinguished.
Yeah, it's sinking in.
Yeah, but the nose and the lips are very distinguished. So over time, maybe when people encounter this entity, they always remember it had a big nose, it had lips.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and
the
so
things that stood out. right.
Exactly, but the eyes aren't standing out, the body's not standing out. So maybe we're seeing the very last of this entity. Because I mean, if obviously people who went to Alcatraz were horrible criminals, and there's a reason why they sent them to Alcatraz, but that doesn't mean that they kept documentation of all of those people, and so we very well.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. And honestly, what really interested me about this photo, and this is something y'all might not have thought about yet, but it has a lighting design to it. And not saying it was faked. I'm saying she is wearing this bright pink.
Yeah.
There's obviously a flash. She's wearing this bright pink. She's blonde. Has white skin, and there's a refraction of light onto this ghost's face from one angle, and that angle is aiming right from her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like if it's bouncing. She
Like she's-
bounces light
yeah.
onto an entity's face. So what is that? What do y'all think about that?
Somebody could have a flashlight on her off the camera.
Or a
somebody-
flash. Or a flash.
Like somebody's holding some kind of light at her because I don't know, maybe this was taken on like a Alcatraz After Dark tour or whatever. It's
Go back in towards the subject
because it feels like
and to the right of the subject. Can you get any closer? And up, right there. Pull back just a little.
it feels like a hand almost.
Yeah, there's something there.
Interesting.
But you're saying like a camera flash.
Kind of, yeah. It's it could be that somebody has a flashlight and they used a flash, and that's why we're getting this almost like, because it feels like it's coming from the left side, like the light is coming from directly from the left side.
Yeah.
And then there's a flash in the front.
Here's a weird thing. And I don't know if you can do this. Can you rotate the picture to the right? So upside, the other way. Yes. Now come closer. Kind. K-I-N-D.
Oh.
Where you see that?
In the right where her forehead is, it looks like the light there, the mist, is spelling the word kind in the mist, out of the mist.
Or Nina.
Nina.
Could be Nina.
Look right in her face.
I see your face.
Yeah.
You see those squiggly lines
Oh,
above?
okay, yeah. Interesting.
It looks like bubble letters.
Yeah. Or it could be King. No. That last
That
is
is
D or
definitely
an A.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be Nina or Kina. Kina?
weird.
That would be really weird. That's
yeah.
crazy.
So, interesting photo, huh?
Super interesting.
Super interesting. Very fascinating.
But I
If you
bring
get-
y'all the heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bring y'all the heat.
If you have the opportunity to look at these photos, please do, because they're very interesting.
Yeah.
Regardless of what caused them, looking at them is like they give you the feels.
They do give you the feels.
Oh, yeah.
And not great feels, to be honest. It's
Hey, they got some feels there that I don't want to feel. If you know what I mean, I don't want to feel it.
to be honest, I'm still not over the demon girl.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I did not like Spider Girl. It was very bizarre. It was
Spider Girl.
It kind of like
Faye baby.
makes
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
It's like it feels very pointed. Like there's something that we're going to have to deal with in this.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those photos that personally, if I was her mother, I'd be losing it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, my child is a demon. I've spawned a demon. And
Poor Vernice. Listen to this.
I'm
like,
pretty sure almost every parent thinks that at one point or another.
No, and that's true. No, that's very true. But honestly, Vernice, if you are listening to this, let us know if when her photos started turning out like this, did her behavior change at all?
Also, start taking more pictures.
Yes, take plenty of photos. Because, boy, scary.
Those are intense. They're very intense.
Yeah.
and I'm real fast. I'm posting the photos right now on Patreon for y'all to like zoom in and go through individually.
Yeah. I mean, every single one of those photos have really solid pieces.
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
another thing about these photos. There was no question as to what we're looking for or what
Right.
we're looking at. There's no I kind of see this or I kind of see that. They were definitively
It's like smack in the face.
creepy AF.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
I have little collections that I organize things into. Creepy AF.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
See, now that I look at it with the idea of it being a man, it's almost like a man in a suit, and his cuff is showing through his suit jacket. I'm talking about the hanging picture now. I got another look at it, and it does then bring us into the modern era. I would say anywhere from the 1920s to the 1980s, really.
are there any ones you want to look at again? I mean, that you want to zoop through?
Yeah, bring up the Spider Girl.
Spider Girl. That's the most compelling.
There's something so strange and very compelling about this picture. And what's worse is it makes you want to look at it more.
Yes.
Which is always a telltale sign that you're dealing with something bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
please keep looking.
It's the eyes.
Don't
It
look
really
away.
is.
Yeah.
Don't look away.
It's a creepy. I mean, this photo is metal.
It
Like,
is.
This is.
And it's also the fact that her mouth looks like she's doing this demented smile or snarl almost at the camera.
Yeah.
But it's just like, listen, those limbs don't look right for a child her age.
Yeah, it's so
You know?
lanky and long. And maybe the movement is causing it to stretch out. but
Right.
It doesn't, I don't feel that. There's just something unsettling about it.
It's so unsettling. And it's also just, I don't know. If the mother is like, that's a weird thing about my child. Because I feel like when you're the parent of a child looking at a photo, being like, there's something off here. Even if it was just like creepy, I feel like a parent would be like, oh, that's just my child in a weird angle.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But it was
When you start to notice it, if it's a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vernisa, your child's not a demon. It's gonna be okay.
It's,
We're not over here saying that. It's just you are correct. These are some freaky photos.
They
Like
are,
for sure. Like these are pretty terrifying.
and if this is really just her at times getting caught in terrifying movements, put her in acting classes so that she can become a horror
Yes.
star.
She would be
Yeah.
a horror icon.
She really would.
We will sit down and write that script.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got EO here. We got Frenchie. What's up,
My
y'all?
goodness.
Yeah, y'all gotta go back. Y'all gotta reverse it.
Yeah,
We're at the end.
you
Jeez
missed quite a few harrowing images.
Yeah. Well, that was a good dose of nightmare fuel for us.
Whee! I'm
So,
here for you.
Yeah. There
That's what
you
I
go.
do. It's what I do best.
Yeah, you really did. You pulled out all the stops,
You went
JT.
above and beyond.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, honestly, y'all, if you have a photo that you want to submit to us for GhostCon on camera, please do. If you have something crazy like that, like we will absolutely
We'll
take a
throw it
look
right
at
up
it.
there.
Yeah, you can send it to ghostmail@hauntedcitypodcast.com. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed these images. And if you did, make sure to join us in the next episode. But if you didn't enjoy them, I hope you have sweet dreams. Yeah, I'm flabbergasted, to be honest. But anywho, thank y'all so much for listening to today's episode. I hope we see you in the next one. If we didn't scare you to death, then with that, my name is Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Susi.
And stay spooky, y'all.